Let me take you on a journey from upstream down the river where I used to swim. It was the Black Sea, the coast of Crimea. I went there when I was young. The sea was blue and clean. It was great. Today, the sea is polluted because rivers bring a lot of plastics, nutrients, and chemicals into the sea. As a result, marine systems also suffer from this pollution. Why does this pollution happen? Where does it come from? And what are the solutions? My research is about answering these questions. Before we go to the place where I used to swim, let's make a detour and look at other rivers on Earth. You are looking at a map with more than 10,000 rivers. Impressive, right? I study all of them. And with my great team, we develop computer models for them, called Maryna, not after me, but after the marine systems that receive pollution from these rivers. Let's see what those models tell about these rivers. Here is another map, now with two colors. The red color shows rivers that are much more polluted today than others. These rivers are located in North America, Europe, Asia, and individual catchments across the globe. These rivers have much higher quantities of plastics, painkillers, nutrients, and other chemicals. Many of these pollutants come from cities. In cities, sewage systems, which are essentially pipes, collect waste from our streets and toilets. Sometimes this waste goes to treatment facilities and sometimes doesn't. As a result, sewage pipes can discharge all kinds of pollutants into our rivers. At some moment, these pollutants also enter seas. Let's stop here for a second and have a look at the map again. The red colors, the heavily polluted areas, are home to over 2/3 of our global population. These areas call for actions today to avoid future pollution. But before we continue our journey, the question is, what actions should we take and how? Now, let's continue our journey toward, believe it or not, an optimistic future. A future in which 2/3 of our population will live in pollution-free areas with clean waters. Future projections inform us that by the end of the 21st century, many people will live in urban areas, which means more urban pollution we expect. And we want to avoid that. The good news is that we can avoid up to 95% of urban pollution in many rivers on Earth. Let's have a look where. Here is another map, similar to the one before, but now we are in the year 2100, and we see different colors. Areas that used to be red are now blue. Blue means less urban pollution and much cleaner rivers, which is the good news for people living in those areas. Unfortunately, many African rivers are red in the year 2100, implying more pollution is expected. Let me explain why. Imagine you are in an optimistic future with many cities, many sewage pipes collecting waste, Most of this waste is treated with the best technologies such as recovery techniques, constructed wetland, and other nature-based solutions. However, for Africa, this might not be enough, because the current socioeconomic projections tell us that the African population is expected to grow much faster than in other world regions. Many more people means much more waste that might be challenging to reduce to the level of today. These are, of course, model projections, but they give a strong signal to act today to avoid future pollution. Back to our journey. We have traveled across the globe. Now it is time to arrive at the place where I used to swim. When I was in school, I used to go to the Black Sea with my twin sister Vita. We were trained to swim professionally. At that time, the sea was clean. Now it has many pollution problems. Therefore, with my team here and my sister, who is a scientist in Ukraine, we projected an optimistic future in which the sea is blue again. We took microplastics as an example. And in this future, rivers will export almost 85% fewer microplastics into the sea in 2050. To get there, we need 3 actions. 1, start implementing the best available technologies that are, for example, developed right here at Wageningen University. 2, halve consumption of non-sustainable products such as plastics. 3, avoid waste on our streets. These 3 actions will reduce pollution not only with microplastics in the Black Sea, but also with other chemicals and pollutants in other seas on Earth. This will take us closer to a sustainable future in which the seas are blue again. Thank you for joining me on this journey. It does not stop here. It will continue in our new Bachelor Marine Sciences program, which I'm proud to join as a teacher. With our students, we will explore more optimistic futures. These futures will motivate us to act today, to shape our sustainable marine systems.